We came to Shirahama expecting the usual tourist spots, but what we found was something completely different. An all-inclusive hotel with no foreign tourists, just locals relaxing and doing things their way. It was unexpected and it felt like a hidden part of Japan most travelers never get to see. But just a short drive from all of that comfort and fun, we stumbled on something that hit us a bit hard. It was an abandoned hotel that had been left to rot. It was a haunting reminder of what some tourist towns used to be like. My good friend Marie has arrived from Australia and she wants to shout me a holiday in an onsen in Shirahama. So together with my friend Natsumi, we've booked a wonderful all-inclusive stay. Shirahama is a beautiful beach town with lots of onsens to enjoy, and we so happen to be staying at an all-inclusive onsen hotel, and it's something I've never tried before, so I'm really excited to share this experience with you. It's not something that I was expecting, very different to the holidays that I'm used to. But first of all, we got to pick up the girls and hit the road. Shirahama is about a 2-hour drive south of Wakayama, so we decided we'd stop for lunch along the way. And Natsumi booked us a place in a quiet little town called Arida, and we did not expect to find this. It's a hidden Italian restaurant on the beautiful Arida River. It's serving a full course menu that completely surprised us. The flavors were incredible, fresh ingredients, very elegantly presented, and honestly something that you would expect to get in a big city, not such a rural town in Wakayama. The restaurant is reservation only with a seasonal changing menu depending on what's available. The menu that we chose was a entree, soup, pasta or pizza, and then their most delicious pistachio ice cream and pudding dessert. It really reminded us that some of the best food in Japan is in places you'd never think to look. Then we're back in the car for another hour's drive as we head to Shirahama. Now, Shirahama is a well-known tourist town. It's especially famous for its white sandy beach and its hot springs. But instead of staying where most international visitors go, we booked into an all-exclusive onsen hotel that's popular with Japanese locals. Now, I had never heard about this hotel, and if it wasn't for Natsumi doing her research, I probably never would have had a chance to come to such a place. It has everything, and I'll go into all of the details of what's included in this type of hotel in just a minute. So we've made it to the Taoya Resort in Shirahama, and I do want to say a big thank you to Level 8 for sponsoring this video and supporting my journey. They've kindly set me up with this striking Roadrunner carry-on in navy, which is my favorite color. So let's talk about the quality. It's built to last with German-made Macrolon polycarbonate. It's lightweight, yet really durable. I actually love that it's double compartmented for peak organization. So I put all my clothes in one side and any private items I usually put in the zippered section. And of course, anything new to the house has to have Millie's official approval. I think she approves of this one. For me, I tend to take my work wherever I go. It's just part of what I'm doing online. And it's really important for me to be able to carry my laptop in a safe way. And this suitcase has this fabulous laptop compartment fully padded right in the front to protect your laptop. It also has lots of little pockets where you can put in your charger, and in my case, the different hard drives and adapters that I need to always take, all neatly organized in a fantastic spot that's protected. For me, it's a real peace of mind knowing that my gear is going to be looked after. These suitcases are so well made, they feel incredibly reliable and designed to keep up with any adventure. If you're in the market for new luggage, check out the link in the description. Use my code CHANEY10 for 10% off your order from Level 8. So let's get into the hotel stay that we're staying at. And this is, like I mentioned before, an all-inclusive stay. And there are plenty of hotels just like this one that include everything in the price. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. There are open bars just about on every floor and in every area, and of course in all of the restaurants. We arrived an hour before check-in and we were welcome to use the bar while we waited for our room to become ready. And of course this bar features some of the local umeshu, which is plum wine. So we're able to relax in the lobby and just wait for our room to be ready. And typical of many onsen resort style hotels in Japan, you can choose a yukata to wear. Now this particular onsen has your own choice of yukata, so you can choose any different style that you like. And of course we spent a little bit of time trying to decide which yukata we were going to wear. What would you choose in this case? Here's what we decided to go with. You never really have to leave the onsen because there is so much to do just within the hotel walls. There is even a gift store. The people of Wakayama recently received some shocking news that the pandas from Adventure World would be returning back to China. すごい残念。こうやってお土産見たらどうなるこれから。ないんですよね。黒潮もパンダの席とかも。私和歌山に住んでる。この辺の方ですか。あ、いいところですね。いつ戻るんですか、中国に。ああ、じゃあもうすぐですね。じゃあ今が最後だ。そうだね。残念。急になったよね。ニュース見たらびっくりした。どうしてもわからないよね。答えてこない。The cost of staying in an all-inclusive hotel is definitely a little bit higher than your regular accommodation, but the difference for us is that we're traveling in a group of 3 and we're sharing a room. So the cost for us works out quite economical when you factor in all of the different costs for meals and so on. A hotel like this also has the option of your own private bathroom, but we're more than happy to use the onsen, so we're not paying extra to get a private bathroom in our room. So now we have some big decisions to make. We have to decide which basket goes with which outfit. Very important discussion and negotiations going on here. Now we're all color coordinated. The next mission is to go and explore the hotel. There is so much to figure out and find out where things are, and we also want to know if we need to put our name down to reserve times for things like karaoke and billiards. So we're headed straight to the entertainment or games sort of area just to check out what's around. Yes. And it appears that both the billiards and the table tennis areas all have places where you can put your name down. But there are so many different things available that not many people have actually put their names down. So we are going to start off with a bit of karaoke, and we're going to do that before we have dinner in one of these private karaoke rooms. And like I said before, everything's included, so we don't need to pay a fee for anything that we do. The biggest decisions we have to make is deciding what we're going to do and when we're going to do it. Now we have decided to also check out the onsen before we come here. Now this is actually a natural onsen that uses hot spring water that naturally flows from the ground. A little bit different to an artificial onsen. Of course I can't film inside, so here are some images from their website, and this is the view that we had from the onsen looking out onto the beautiful water. Then up the stairs there's also an outdoor swimming pool which was heated to a lovely 28 degrees. It's still a little bit cool right now, but it is a lovely outlook from the outdoor area, and plenty of chairs if you want to sit outside and just watch the ocean and relax. But not us, we have some karaoke to sing. We thought we'd do some karaoke before we had dinner and before we went to the onsen. Why not? It took us a little while to warm up, but before we knew it, 1 hour of karaoke was over. So now we're back to our rooms to get dressed into our yukata because we are headed out to dinner and then we're going to the onsen after dinner. It's entirely up to you individually whether or not you wear your yukata down to the restaurant or you can just wear your normal clothing. Tonight at the restaurant we noticed it was about 50-50. I didn't show all of the food that was available in this video, but there was a total mix between Japanese and Western and even some Chinese food. Not long after dinner, we headed down to the onsen, and then our next stop was some relaxation in the zero-gravity massage chairs. And that was the end of us. It was pretty relaxing. Next day, we're up fairly early, and we headed down to have the buffet breakfast. We had quite a big day yesterday, so we're taking it fairly easy and slow this morning. After our delicious breakfast, we headed back out to the poolside area and we heard there was a foot spa. So even though we're hopping in the onsen a bit later, again before we leave, we're going to relax in the foot spa and just check out the fabulous water views. Staying at this onsen hotel felt really nostalgic, like stepping into a more relaxed version of Japan's bubble era travel culture. And we were just sitting there in the foot spa, enjoying our time. I did notice that there was an abandoned building right next to us, and I'll go and talk about that a little bit later in the video. But what surprised us the most was the town had plenty of overseas tourists, but this hotel didn't seem to attract any of them. We were the only foreigners staying here, and it did make me wonder how often do we, as travelers, miss out on real local experiences. Right next to the hotel is an area known as Senjojiki, and that basically means 1,000 tatami mats. There's a cute little store selling lots of handmade craft and plants and local items from the area. It's a natural phenomenon here and a very relaxing walk. And as I said before, it literally means 1,000 tatami mats because it's a vast rock plateau right near the beach of Shirahama. Now we have just arrived. We're halfway back to Wakayama City, once again on the coastline of Wakayama, back in Arida, and we particularly were after a hamburger restaurant called Makina, and the car park turned out to be the car park of this abandoned hotel, and you walk up from this car park up into the restaurant. So they're just using this abandoned hotel's car park, I guess, for their shop parking. But I actually have never seen a hotel abandoned like this and at such close quarters, like right in front of my eyes. Ooh. I've never been to this area before, so I was quite overwhelmed with how quickly nature had taken over the area. So this one is, as I said, located right on the coastline, and the restaurant we want to go to is right next to this abandoned hotel, which takes up a lot of prime real estate with amazing views. And we really couldn't believe that a developer hadn't come in and taken over such a prime location. It was sort of blowing our minds, and we were asking Natsumi about this, and yeah, she was sort of sad that this was also happening because this is her country, and obviously it's sad to see things go to rack and ruin like this. I'm going to say that it was a beautiful sight, but also very heartbreaking, and you could imagine what it once was, full of guests, laughter, and people enjoying the view. But now it's being reclaimed by nature and left behind. It really made us stop and think about what's happening across Japan. These once thriving places are slowly disappearing, and earlier that day we'd stayed somewhere full of life, so the contrast is very striking for us. One place that is thriving is the Makina hamburger restaurant right here with this absolutely phenomenal view, and it felt like we were sitting inside a boat. Now, I'm not sure about what the story is about this particular building, but it looks very similar to the other buildings around. But we enjoyed some of the best hamburgers we've ever had, and then we walked down the side of the building to get back down to the car park, and we got an even closer up view of the situation. This problem of abandoned hotel buildings has been an ongoing problem for the Japanese government, and they're trying to work out a system such as setting aside expenses for dismantling these types of buildings. Japan is also in an age where natural disasters occur more frequently, so the issue of these abandoned hotels is sort of entering a new phase. It did make me reflect on how fast things change. Tourism in Japan is booming again, but not everywhere is bouncing back. Some places are being left behind, especially in smaller towns. It's easy to romanticize abandoned places, but this felt different. It was a little sad and a little haunting. It's a reminder that the places we cherish now won't always be here. Stepping off the usual tourist trail can really open up a whole different experience.
I'll see you soon.
Let me know what you think. Have you ever discovered a place on your travels that surprised you or made you reflect? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. As always, it was really nice to talk to you again this week, and I look forward to reading your comments and seeing you again next week. Bye.